Hi there, welcome to Dave in the Shed. I'm Dave and this is my little corner of the world, also known as the Shed Mahal. Now if you're into DIY, 3D printing and model trains, you've come to the right place. Now fair warning, I do things a little bit differently. I have cerebral palsy, which means sometimes things get a little bit creative around here, but hey, it just makes it more fun. So if you like making, fixing, and maybe even breaking things along the way, stick around. Hit that subscribe button and let's build something awesome together.
Down in the shed where the magic begins, Dave's got his tools, let the fun commence. 3D printing dreams, watch him come alive. With every little gadget, man, he starts to thrive. Blueprints in hand, technology so keen, building up the future like a crafty machine. Model trains rolling on a whimsical track. In this shed of wonder, there's no time to slack. Oh, Dave in the shed where the vibes stay high. Creating with passion, he's reaching for the sky. DIY master in a vibrant samba flow. Hope you enjoyed the video, let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to go.
Well, hello everybody, how you going? Welcome back to the latest Dave in the Shed update. It's been a while. Anyway, going forward, hopefully we might go back to doing either weekly or fortnightly updates. I know it's been a bit of a gap due to being away and then losing the camera. Oh, yeah, that's a story in itself. A few stories down the track that might do separate videos as we're going forward. Anyway, here is the update on the new factory section of the layout, and I'll just talk you through what's like working on. I would have liked to have a bit more done, but once again I'm being delayed. I'm waiting on, at the moment, is some more KD Cove 100 uncouplers that I've put into the new area because I've got to do a bit of shunting. Most of my rolling stock has KD or the Bachmann equivalent Easy Mate couplers, so I've waiting on supply of them to do a bit more work. We'll talk about that as we go along. Anyway, so we have down this end, go back and look at the last video if you want to see what was done. So we've got a small loco type shed, sort of like storage shed down here. There is a silo and a tree just stuck in there. Then this big building itself, which is the big factory. Now I will probably talk more about this and show you. Now it's got magnets holding it all in, so there is magnets on the factory and bits and pieces, and there's a magnet. See if I can do this one-handed holding the camera. There is a magnet glued into the side of the building that's then hooked into this here, and that then allows you to separate the building and pull it out in two halves, or it all sticks in then. So the building is so you can get in, because there's track in the building and there could be derailments. There is one KD uncoupler there. There is another one. I'll stick the camera in here and see if I can see it. Oh, shake it up. I can't see on the camera if you can see that, but there in the building, there is another KD uncoupler. That's going to make a pretty terrible video. Anyway, let's go have a look at this or wander along at the building and how it fits in. Now, down this end of the building is where I will put uncoupler magnets, where the D9 is sitting roughly in there and the equivalent on the adjacent track. Now I have ballast ready and trees and bits and pieces ready to go in to allow to doing that. Now the back track I left it in. I've done a bit of work on that. I wasn't planning to, but I thought, oh, I've got the bits and pieces. So you can, although it's a tight squeeze in the factory, you can use that inner track in there. I'll zoom it now. The inner track in there you can use, but it's better off just using it as the end of the tail as the run around loop. Now I've got some magnetic uncouplers here which you use for when you're doing the run rounds of the train. And that's all this section. Now I will walk back a bit, zoom out, do the thing to show you the area of what we're working on. If you've got any questions, don't forget, any questions, good reminder to like and subscribe to my videos if you like it. Leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, bits and pieces. Got any questions about what I'm doing, say hello. So that's the new factory. It changes a whole lot of the overall layout and just adds that little bit of extra playability that I've been looking for, that little bit of reason of why the layout exists and the route exists in bits and pieces. Now down here, there is some more KD uncouplers. The inside track that used to be the main lines, now it's sort of like the secondary line. So the passenger set that comes up to the factory for the workers' trains through a session can lay over on the inside up there, and then your outer line then becomes your main line. If you look back in the old videos, there used to be a shed up here, a loco shed. Well, that's gone. This will all be re-scenic and re-tidied up soon. So that where the 1410 is sitting, that's the shunting neck for when you're doing run rounds with the passenger services. You can come up here. There is once again KD magnetic uncouplers here to help with your running around in bits and pieces. So that's where we're up to that. The scenic supplies are ready. As soon as I get some more, middle of next week, some more magnetic uncouplers to glue in, then we'll be on. Now, have a look at the main layout. Not a lot been happening down here, just a bit of tidy up. Garrett, Puff and Billy running set is running. If you haven't seen the layout before, this is the town side of the layout. Not much has been done on it except a bit of tidying up and bits and pieces. We have the port. Haven't done any more on the Orca. It's still sitting up there. Some bits and pieces, so I'll just scroll around. Still playing with the setters. I bought a replacement camera for the one that, we'll just say disappeared, is no longer with us. So I bought another Osmo Pocket free, but I'm trying some different settings. Setting up, so I'll see how we go in this video. So that is the dockside area. I'm umming and ahhing about putting another factory or a dummy factory in this area here, which is the storage yard, shortage yard, where I've got these transfer tables I set up. Classification yard area. And thinking about putting another factory in here, just in the front, just neaten this area up because this looks better. I really don't use this as a classification storage yard. It's just really stored for spare locos and spare rolling stock at the moment. It's actually not used as part of the layout. But I think I've put a factory sort of like in here in front of the bridge, and it might become a place where the reason for existing trains to go. This was never planned to be a scenic area part of the layout. But anyway. That's where we're up to. Gasworks, park gates and that area. Anyway, let's have a quick look at what's on the workbench and then we'll talk about what's coming. I did hit up Timo for a few bits and pieces that I found that might come in handy. Excuse me, recording this live, big cough. I found these magnets on a pole with clippies on the end. I could probably make something like myself, but it was so cheap. And they come with a tin. That black thing is a metal tin that they store in, and there's about 13 or 14 in the tin. I think these are going to be handy for painting peoples. So we'll see how we go with that. Videotify. Now, started working on better sacks. This is like the first prototype. I did have the sack stack whacked on me flat card before. It didn't always look too uniform. So I've started working on some 3D sacks that I hope look a bit better. Here's some 3D printed individual ones and in packs. They're actually sandbags designed for military gaming guys. I thought, oh, have a go at those. They might do as weak sats, or in this case, soybean sacks. What do you think? Look okay? What I also grabbed off Temu, because it was cheap, was one of these cheap airbrushes with the compressor. I'll pull up, see. So they come with a compressor and an airbrush. It's USB, you charge up the compressor and it's portable. You push the button. Probably can't hear it, but anyway. And the airbrush in it looks, it's a little bit cheapy. It looks very similar to my Spearmax airbrushes, although the difference is this one, the paint cup is removable. So we'll have a go with that and see how it works. It might be a cheap and nasty, it might be okay. You don't know till these things, but anyway. That's not a recommendation you rush out and buy one. Wait till I put a video out and say, hey guys, go out and rush out and buy these. But anyway, you can find them on Temu. Other projects coming up. Well, got to do a makeover of the old garden pond while I was away. Oh, well, it was a fantastic trip. We had a few other issues going on. The pump for the filtration system on the fish pond died, so I've had to replace that and build that. So I'm going to have to do a makeover now of the fish pond. Sydney Harbour Bridge is sitting in here, which will be coming part of the pond makeover. I bought not a cheap, I bought a very expensive, not from Temu, solar powered pump to replace the old 240 powered pump, and it has its good points and its bad points. When it runs, it's very efficient. It can move a lot of water, although it doesn't have a lot of energy to do lifting, if that makes sense. So we had a few problems to get that sorted out. But I'll tell you what, when the sun shines and you get full sunshine on the panel, that thing pumps. In fact, had a bit of disaster. I didn't realise how much water it could move, and we almost emptied the pool pond twice by me doing something a bit silly. Anyway, I've got all that sorted. So it's running. Also got a cheap and nasty. If you want to know about the pond, let me know. We'll do a pond video. I might do that next to a video about the pond. Got a little cheap and nasty Temu solar powered pump that just to do a bit of circulation for an aerator, and it works very well too. Had to modify it because you'd be surprised how well the little cheapy $12 solar pump can move some water as well. Anyway, that's about it from this week. Bring you more next week or the week after, all going well. Keep in touch. Don't forget, if you've got anything to comment about the video, leave me a comment. If you've got any questions, let me know. If you'd like to give me a like and a subscribe, that would really help. And we'll talk to you soon. A bit of a pan round. Till then, keep safe. Don't forget, get out in your shed, get out and do something with your DIY stuff. You've got to have a go, folks. Because when it comes down to it, in the words of Henry Ford, if you think you can, and if you think you can't, you're right. So how do you know what you can do or what you can't do to get out there and have a go? Anyway, bye for now. Catch you soon. Talk to you later. Farewell from Dave in the shed. Look, I'm going to walk out the door. I'm going to test out this new camera. We'll walk out the door and have a look at the pond. Have a look at the fishies. Leave the train running. That'll end in disaster. In fact, it's the first time, I better not jinx it, the first time I've been running a train around there, video in the background, and not had a total disaster. That might be worth documenting in itself. Okay, let's go for a wander around the shed. Let's go out for a wander. Let's go and have a look at this. Look at this pump. The current pump setup is not pretty. It's not pretty, but it does the job. We will have to do some work. But I've got somebody coming tomorrow to help me do a bit of clean-up on the pump. But look at this. This is a little Chinese, I don't know if you can see on camera, a little Chinese pump, spitting out some water, and as the sun comes over, we'll get the big pump up. You need to at least, on the ponds with the koi, a little bit of movement, just every now and then. They're pretty hardy, but you've got to at least fill the water at least once a day. But anyway, that little thing's just designed to aerate the water and get a bit of movement. Anyway, got a little solar panel just over there on the side of the windmill. Don't know if you can see it. That's it for now. Talk to you later from Dave in the shed. See if we can see one of these mad fish swimming around. It's a bit murky in there because I've been playing around in there. Anyway, talk to you later, folks.